Alright, Privyet comrades, TFCom here. It's been a while since I updated you on stuff. Mostly because I was really sick. A lot of it was anxiety, panic attacks, constant. So, I couldn't update you on stuff because, you know, I wasn't really able to talk. Mentally, I wasn't there. My voice was gone. Cracking really badly. There's been a lot of medication changes and such, and it's just been crazy. But I figured that now I actually have to update you guys, because it's been a while. So 2 weeks ago, about actually 3 weeks ago, I had an interview at Ross State Hospital, which for those who don't know is a hospital for they call them felony. What do they call it? No, they didn't call it felony. They call it oh jeez. Maybe they call it felony. I don't know. But basically, what it is, it's a place where people have broken the law, but weren't mentally able to serve like a regular prison sentence. So they're usually still locked up, maximum security and such. Help regulate their medication, you know, make them normal out, you know, even out and be safe. And so, as you say, I say we. A week after my interview, almost to the day, I was called and offered the position. Now, they didn't really go into what the position was. They just said, hey, you know, we're offering you a position. I was like, yes! I don't know what I'm doing, but yes, you know? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm a psychiatric nursing assistant, which I'm still not really sure what that means. From what I gather, I'm essentially a nurse, but for the mental aspect. Like, there's regular nurses that take, like, blood pressure and things like that, and, you know, help their medications that may be something like for thyroid or whatever else. And then I can't prescribe them, obviously, because I don't have the degree, but I help regulate their mental medications, you know, make sure they're taking their schizophrenia meds, and we work together to make sure they don't counteract each other. Like, I know that with my stepbrother, he can't take his schizophrenia meds because his painkillers will counteract it. Like, if he takes them with his painkillers, he gets worse hallucinations than he would if, you know, he didn't take anything at all. So, in a situation with that, we have to make sure the balance, you know, that things can work, that things will be good. So, today was my first day. It was orientation. I'm going to be in orientation for a mixed amount of time. I'm not really sure. Originally, they told me it would be a month. But on the calendar, it's saying 19 days. And then they said 15 when I was there. I don't really know how long I'll be there, but I'm gonna keep coming. Until they tell me that, you know, my schedule's changed. I don't know. But, basically, I got assigned to the, how do they pronounce it? Nuances, I think is how they pronounced it. It's a word I don't do my pronunciations well, but I think it's nuances or the nuance. No, see, I want to put my accent on it and I can't. I think it's nuances. I don't know. It's probably French for all I know. Maybe it's an English word. I don't know my English very well. But basically, the one they put me on, they said 9 times out of 10 is bipolar. What it is people did a crime, and they know what they did was wrong, but they felt like they had no choice. Like, bipolar, maybe when they were in mania, they went around and stole a bunch of stuff, maybe they fought someone, maybe they even killed someone, and now they're in depression, they realize, you know, like, crap, what I did was horrible. It was definitely wrong, but I couldn't control myself at that time. But you still know what you did was wrong. It's the balance there. Schizophrenics maybe could be something like instead of 1 out of 10 is usually schizophrenic, and those are more typically something like paranoia. Maybe the voices were saying, or you felt like this one person was going to fight you, or going to try to kill you, so you was kind of kill them first, more for your own safety. And mentally that's not, like, you're not bad enough. You know what you did is wrong. Like, you understand that you shouldn't have hurt someone, but you truly feel like you had to for your own safety. So, like, you feel like it was self-defense, even though you shouldn't have done it. And so that one's a little harder, because you kind of know what you did was wrong, but you still feel like you should have done it. So it's a mixed one there. But most of the time it's bipolar people who did something while mania. A lot of times illegal drugs, things like that. Because, when you're a mania, you really don't care what's going on. Everything's wonderful. You feel no pain. You don't need to sleep. You don't need to eat. Everything is perfect, So, they said, 9 times out of 10 it's bipolar people. And in this case, so, they understand what they did was wrong, but they couldn't control it. So they go into my area I'm working, and basically, we help regulate their mental health, help regulate their medications, make them realize, other coping strategies if something goes on. If for some reason their medication isn't working, like, try this, or, give them numbers they could call. Like, if they feel like something bad's going to happen, call this, it's your sponsor, like they do with AA. And it's just basically, try to keep them, in the right, help them live their daily life, on their own. But in these cases, once they graduate, so to say, from the program, because they're not kept there for life, they're trying to make them live on their own. But once they graduate from the program, they're usually sent to prison because of whatever they did. Now, they typically have a reduced sentence, but they still do have to serve time for the crimes they did. But when they're out, they'll have coping strategies and such. And in these cases, they know they did something wrong. So, in that way, they at least acknowledge they shouldn't have done it. And so the prison works pretty well. Whereas people who try to plead not guilty for reason of insanity, which is a whole different building, the one I'm not on those people, but with them, they don't usually understand that what they did was wrong. So they feel like they were supposed to do that or whatever. Or, I didn't know that would kill them, whatever. And in these cases, you really can't send them to prison because they don't think they did anything wrong, so they're not really learning a lesson. You're just kind of like putting them in the corner, time out, And there's the other wing does release those at times. Typically they stay a while, sometimes a few years. They try to make sure they're regulated, make sure they understand what they did was wrong, give coping strategies again. It's essentially like the one that I'd be working in, except for, they make you understand what you did was wrong. So, my difference here, is that, they typically don't go to prison when they're released. It's usually community service. Typically just community service. They usually have a parole officer once they get out. It's basically viewed as like a minor offense, no matter what they did. And of course, it varies because some people did a lot worse than other people. But it's typically viewed as a minor offense in like the official laws. Like you would get, like if you were doing drugs but you didn't have enough to sell, so like a minor offense. And obviously, what they did was wrong and such. But it's more they really didn't know what they did was wrong at the time, so they're learning the lesson, and they do get out in the real world, those people tend to come back, though. They said something like they say usually the first time is when they did something really wrong. But anytime after that, it's like, oh, they didn't meet up their parole officer, or, they weren't, they started smoking or something. In some cases, you're not allowed to smoke or drink whatsoever, because it interacts with your medication. And, anything like that. As I said, usually after that it's kind of something stupid, like something small. But because they're already listed as, insane, legally, they can't go to a regular prison. They have to go to the mental hospital first. So, there is one or two cases where they come back because they stop taking their medication, and then, you have to start all over. But, for the most part, it's only like the first time that really is bad for those guys. But again, that's not who I'll be working with. I'll be working with people who knew what they did was wrong, and they need to figure out other strategies to, not have it happen next time. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing. I know I'm doing medication, like handing it out and stuff, but I'm not sure if I'd be doing something else, like maybe helping them with strategies or anything like that. I'm not sure. I think they have someone directly doing that. Again, I don't really know. There was a lot of people who are, going into that wing, and it seems kind of strange that, they have so many people. So it's one of the things I'm like, there has to be something else we do, or there's a lot of patients, so that could be the situation too. What, big thing they do, I noticed, is that most people there were girls, and there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. But I mean, for my building, most of them were girls. Like, there was a lot of guys, just not for that building. And so, Texas law, I'm not sure about other places, but Texas law has where, if you have to restrain someone for any reason, whether it's at an airport, at a police station, pulling on the side of the road, or at a mental hospital, anywhere, a male has to restrain a male and a female has to restrain a female. That's just how it is. They'll try to do like rape or something otherwise. And honestly, I don't completely agree with those. I know some people would take advantage of it, like on both sides they probably take advantage of it. But, it's like, what if you're not physically strong enough to restrain this person, and the only other person there is someone of a different gender? Can they not help you? Like, it just seems kind of strange to me, but that's Texas law for you. So, I default the men, which is kind of scary for me because, again, I'm like, well, I say again, well, I'm 100 pounds and I'm 5 foot. So, you get these men who, I'm sure a lot of them are way bigger than me because I'm a tiny little twig. And I'm sure if they wanted to, they could probably beat my butt. So, they say it's a last resort. Very, very rarely do they have to restrain people. But it's still like, I'm a tiny little person. I would be like, someone help. Well, again, it's a last resort. They say they'll have to do it a few times a year. Like, it's really not a common thing. Just kind of chalk them out of it, de-escalate the situation, distract them with something. Like they say, it's very, very rare. Because a lot of people, especially my unit, want to get better. Like, they're there because they know they did wrong and they want to get better. So, in my unit, there's really no fighting whatsoever. Just, maybe with each other, but never against, like, one of the nurses or anything. But they do truly want to get better. So that's a nice thing that I'll actually be wearing scrubs, which I don't own any scrubs whatsoever. It has to be black scrubs, which is interesting. I don't even know where to buy scrubs. I know Dollar General sells blue ones, but I can't wear blue. I have to wear black. But yeah, I've heard a lot of bad things about scrubs being super itchy, and I also know that the neck on them is usually pretty wide, and I can't have my binders showing. So I don't know. I might have to go with something too small for me, because then it wouldn't be as wide. But then if it's too small, it would cling to me, and then you'll see my breast that way. So it's like, it's gonna be a mess to try to find one that works. can wear an undershirt, I suppose. I don't know. They do say the tattoos are okay. So I'll be sporting my Septiceye. I don't have to wear long sleeves. Piercings are not allowed technically, but they let you do the clear or the skin tone ones. So they're like, you don't have to close them up. Like, they're respectful of that, which is great. But like, earrings aren't even allowed, even for girls or anything, because they say if something happens, it's dangerous or something, they can grab your earrings and yank them out or something, especially the big hoops. Like, it could get bad, or any necklaces or anything they could pull. Our lanyards we have to wear are actually breakaway lanyards. If someone tries to pull it, it'll snap in half, like, you know, a cat collar would. So you can't, like, be choked, which I think is pretty interesting. I didn't even know those existed on people. But, so yeah, this is my little update. I know I haven't been talking much to you guys. I still feel really, really sick. It's getting better. I know like 90% of it is anxiety, so that's fun. Also, the hormone imbalance is horrible. I guess I'll get into that, because I don't think I told you about that. So basically, they took my blood, because apparently when you have testosterone treatments, or estrogen treatments, or anything for transgender, or even like cis guys who don't have enough T or whatever, you know, low T, you're supposed to have your blood tested every 6 months. It's been like 3 or 4 years and I've never had it tested. So I mentioned it like offhandedly to my doctor, and she's like, "Oh yeah, let's go get that tested right now." And I was just like, "Okay, whatever." So the recommended amount, I don't know, they rate it by milliliters, so I'm not sure how they rate it. Like, I don't know how they count that in your blood, but the recommended amount of testosterone is 100 to 150, but absolute max at 240. And that's what they want in your body. Well, I'm at 340, so I'm a bit up there, apparently. And apparently a lot of testosterone has been known to cause anxiety and all sorts of issues. So maybe why I'm having issues. So they told me that I need to do it once every 3 weeks instead of every other week, which my body's not happy about, obviously. For me, if I'm even like an hour late, I get like horrible cramps and like I feel like I'm dying, like period pain, you know. So I haven't started my period, which is really good. But so you know, I'm having like period pain, and then hormone imbalance to make my moods go all over the place, and then anxiety hit my stomach, and it's just been blah. You know, that's why I haven't been talking. It's been pretty weird. So that's fun. Jesus. Well, we'll see how that goes. They're gonna check back up with me a little later to figure out, you know, if I need to, if it's actually going down or not. Interestingly enough, they said that the reason behind this is likely because I'm intersex. Because trans guys, apparently, they give them more testosterone than cis guys naturally have. And the reason for that is because a female, biologically, does not accept the testosterone as well. Body gets rid of a lot of it, it pees it out, it just doesn't use it. So you have to give them a little more to make it like a normal cis male. But because I'm intersex, my body's like, oh, okay. So it can't make its own testosterone, but it's like, okay, I'll hang on to this. So my body's hanging on to it like a cis male would. So it's adding up and adding up, and it's not getting rid of it whatsoever. Maybe a little bit, but not really. And so it can't make its own, but it's accepting it. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll keep this. Which is interesting. So like a trans person typically wouldn't have this issue, you know. But I do. So I mean, it's I think a good issue to have. Like, too much testosterone is really bad for you, obviously, especially before you have your hysterectomy, because it can cause ovarian cancers. It can cause uterine cancers. It can cause a lot of issues in your female organs that you don't want. Obviously, like, you don't even want the organs, but you know. And I think once your hysterectomy is done, you don't need to worry about it as much. but I'm not sure. So, I don't know about that, but they're going to try to lower my dose. And while it's annoying that I have to change the hormones and everything, I've been thinking about it, and it'll save me money, because I'm not doing one I'm not doing twice a month, and I'm just doing once a month. So, it will save me money, so I guess I need to look at it that way. And if it helps, I don't want to get cancer, obviously, so I'll go through the pain to avoid cancer. It is like storming all of a sudden. Sorry. I'm sure my wipers are very loud on this recording. They're like scraping or something. It's weird. So that's the hormone thing. As for medications, they changed it again on me. I was having an issue where my mood stabilizer was being too good. Essentially, how mood stabilizers work is they dramatically lower your mood to keep you from going to mania, and then you would have an antidepressant as well to keep you from going too low, and it gets like a good middle. Well, the mood stabilizer was working way too well, and I was insanely depressed, way more than I had been to begin with. So that wasn't good. It was getting bad. Like, I can't get out of bed or anything, and I've never been that bad. So it wasn't a good one. So it's good that... So what they did is they actually stopped my mood stabilizer completely. And they're going to try to get depression under control before they start it again. If they need to start it again. They started me on Wellbutrin, which is a very rare antidepressant. It's typically used as an anti-seizure medication, and in some rare cases it gets rid of depression. It's typically a last resort if no other antidepressant is working. I asked around my family and, to see what they take, because a lot of the issues are hereditary, And my sister and my mother and my brother all take Wellbutrin. So they take that last resort one. So I asked my doctor about it, and she's like, we'll try that one. It'll either help you or do absolutely nothing. So there was really no negative side effects to Wellbutrin. It was just it doesn't affect most people. So kind of a last resort thing because, whatever. So I started that, and honestly, the depression, completely dropped. It took a few days, but, I feel great, and I don't feel manic, which is interesting. And maybe that's because anxiety and everything's hitting as well. But, it's just kind of normal, I suppose. I don't really know what normal is, obviously, but I'm not, crazy spending money, running around, yes, like I was when I was manic. Now I'm just kind of, oh, hey, what's up? I just, don't want to kill myself. Which isn't really something to joke about. But, I think this is normal. I don't know. We'll see when anxiety and everything disappears. Hopefully that will balance it out. So yeah, I'm on my way home from Rusk, if you couldn't tell. It is about an hour drive, depending. I'd say depending because it depends on traffic and such. Right now, heading back to Tyler isn't much issue. It's everyone trying to leave Tyler. Because a lot of people work in Tyler and then go back to the surrounding counties. Or, not counties, but they go back to the surrounding towns and stuff. Because Tyler's the main hub. So going back into Tyler, I'm not really having much traffic issues. I mean, the roads are busy, but it's not bumper to bumper. It's just kind of whatever. It's just a regular highway busy. So, no issues there. But I'm going to actually let this go right now so I can focus on driving. Because I'm almost in Tyler. Almost, I think. I'm in Smith County, at least. I'm honestly not using my GPS at all for once. It may not have been the smart idea, but I don't know. I don't like doing it when it's on video. Because I know this goes up after, after obviously, it'll take a while to post everything else. But it still will be turn left, turn right, and you guys know exactly where I'm going, how to get there from the location. I don't want you guys to be stalking me or anything. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to end this. But if you go to Dollar General ever again, I won't be working there, so you won't find me. You'll be all sad. So yeah, I actually get weekends off now, which is going to be great. I've never had weekends off. I've always had like more work on weekends. So that's been awesome. But yeah, I'm going to go for now. So TF Corm signing off.